Okay, this video is a 5 to 10 minute explanation as to what my company does, what is Artin Properties, and what we do as a business. Artin Properties is a set of brands now. We have the holding company, which is essentially a technology company. Artin Holdings Incorporated is the parent company to all Artin brands. Ultimately, my company, the mission is to make renting easier for people, and our vision is to become international and a household name. Next time you rent a home, doesn't matter if it's 2 days, 2 months, 2 years, you're doing it on Artin Properties simply because it's easier than any other platform. Craigslist, Facebook, those platforms are gonna look like shit compared to ours. That is the mission for our company. We're not there yet, but we are building it, okay? Underneath Artin, and we're gonna come back to the tech side here at the end of the video, we have our subsidiaries. Let's start with Artin Stays and Artin Realty. So Artin Stays is a short and midterm furnished accommodations for corporate partners, insurance clients, relocations, and travelers. It operates across major rental platforms, direct partnerships, and it's the continuation of our original journey, which is short-term rentals and midterm rentals, basically accommodations, transient rentals. We're gonna explain this here shortly. I'm just gonna give you guys the breakdown for the rest of them. Artin Realty is a licensed brokerage authorized to perform all real estate activities. It's focused primarily on long-term rentals where technology and service intersect to deliver a simpler, more transparent, and more efficient experience for owners and tenants. Across these two management companies, again, these companies, we just manage other people's homes who own the homes, basically relieve the duties of managing their home and rent, market, and manage their properties. Across these two companies, we manage 241 as of today, November 20th, 2025, and you can see the distribution here. We have 117 midterm rentals, 48 short-term rentals, and about 72 long-term rentals, some of them being hybrids. Then there's our two other subsidiaries that are essentially support to our management companies, but they are also their own independent businesses. We have Artin Maintenance, which is just tech-enabled maintenance services, and then Artin Clean, tech-powered cleaning services. These companies service individuals, they service organizations, commercial companies. Basically, Artin Maintenance does a lot of bars, restaurants, commercial properties, and then Artin Clean does a lot of single-family homes, just people that need regular house cleaning. And then we also do a couple schools that are local here, so we'll clean the classrooms, and then other commercial properties as well. These two are kind of smaller companies and side projects really, although they have a ton of potential, and right now they generate about $15,000 a month each in revenue, gross profit I should say. These are the two main services for our company, and this is what produces our cash flow. We're gonna start with Artin Stays, and we're gonna break down exactly the service we provide now. So Artin Stays, it's basically an accommodations company. It's a short-term and midterm management company. We have two stakeholders. It's a dual client customer relationship. Our clients are our homeowners. Our customers are our guests. The guests are the people that rent the homes. The homeowners are the ones who own the homes and have the assets. We're gonna start with the clients, and we're gonna break them down and who they are. So there's two sides to Artin Stays. There's short-term rentals, which are less than 30-day stays. In the province of BC, it's less than 90-day stays. And then there's midterm rentals, which is essentially monthly rentals. So you're renting a month at a time. Here in BC, they have to be 3 months because of the socialist government we have. But this video is not about socialism or communism. Moving on. Who are our short-term rental owners? Well, they're usually seasonal residents, property investors, homeowners in transitions, frequent travelers that are principal residents, inherited property owners, extended vacation planners, professional athletes, and seasonal professionals. On the midterm rental side, so these are people that are willing to give us their properties, and we will do 30-day rental management, so we'll rent their properties a month at a time. They're homeowners with a need for flexibility, temporary job assignments, avoiding long-term commitments, maybe they have a renovation they're waiting for, seasonal homeowners, etc. You guys can pause the video if you need to refresh. So we will take their properties and we will market them on what's called online travel agencies. We'll market them on Airbnb, VRBO, Booking.com, Whimstay, and then there's a bunch of other OTAs that I don't even know the names of. My employees make sure that they're on those platforms. Well, I know most of their names, but okay. So we market those homes to these guests, which are our customers. The customers look like vacationing family, a corporate traveler, tour group, a solo traveler, wedding guests. And on the midterm side, the monthly accommodation side, we got corporate partners. We're partners with the Canucks here in Vancouver. Netflix, Canadian Cancer Society is a big partnership for us. We house a lot of their leukemia patients that can't fit into their care homes. We have partnerships with Acomsure and Mikey, which are insurance relocations. Basically, if your home has a flood or any sort of like fire, something extenuating circumstance that makes it so your home is compromised, you then get an insurance claim, and then we provide you the home. That insurance money pays for the home. And then you guys can read the rest, but medical hospital visits, if you have a surgery and you probably don't want a hotel because that hotel room doesn't have a kitchen, it doesn't have a deck, it doesn't have a lot of the things that are native to apartment or a single family home, you're gonna wanna rent a short midterm rental. And then you guys can read the rest here: emergency home displacements, temporary work assignments. These are the people that rent our short-term rentals and midterm rentals. So we market our homeowners' homes to these customers that I just described, and we manage them. What does management look like? Well, let's actually start with the marketing. Marketing is just advertising. You're getting them on these platforms, and you're communicating and putting these homes in front of the customers, maximizing the demand and the exposure so that people are actually going to go about renting them. Managing them looks like managing the calendars, setting pricing, messaging the guests, doing inquiries, negotiations. It's dealing with these crazy guests that are entitled to everything, and then also a lot of amazing guests. We've met a lot of amazing people. It's restocking things like toilet paper, shampoo. It's doing the cleaning, the turnovers, which we have in-house with Artin Clean. Same with the maintenance. We build listings, we do market analysis, and we do all the accounting, and we actually send our homeowners the money at the end of every single month. Okay? We do that with this amazing team we have here. You can see we have about 22 employees on salary. Some of them are not in this org chart. This was from our last quarter. And then we have another 20 contractors through cleaners, maintenance help, and maintenance contractors and whatnot. Okay, so what is our value proposition with Artin Stays, the accommodation side of my business? Well, forgive me for scratching this together. I'll probably make a more developed version of this video in the future, but our value proposition for clients is that we relieve and handle the duties and responsibilities inherent in managing their rental accommodation with exceptional expertise. That's the first thing we do. So we relieve the duties of managing their property. The second is we make them more money. We expose it to a market that pays premiums, that has more risk, like accommodations, like short-term rentals, midterm rentals. There's more risk, aka people pay more. And then we also just give them more control and flexibility with their property by avoiding the out-of-control tenant rights that are inherent with long-term rentals. Basically, if you're doing a short-term or midterm rental, you have much more control of the property because that tenant doesn't have those rights, and we make sure that those rights are maintained by our clients. And they can book off their property if, let's say, they want to do a Christmas dinner, or they want to move back in, or they want to sell the property. The value proposition for our guests is very simple. We just want to make sure they're happy, they're having fun, they're helpful, they're reliable, and they have a memorable experience in accommodation, and they identify our brand as a trustworthy brand that they'd love to book again with, and they'd love to revisit and tell their friends about. It's that simple. I'm already past probably the 10-minute mark here, but our company does a lot, so I'm gonna keep going. Then there's Artin Realty. Artin Realty, again, is a licensed brokerage. Our stakeholders are our homeowners, same thing. They're our clients, they're the ones who own the homes, and then the tenants, they're the customers, they're the ones who rent the homes, right? Let's start with the homeowners. Homeowners usually look like this at some point. They're signing some sort of paper to buy the property. You guys can pause the video. I'm trying to make this quick. They're basically real estate investors relocating homeowners. Maybe they're moving out of their properties. And then we also have a tenant placement service where we basically just market the properties, find them the right tenants, make sure they're the right tenants, and then they'll manage the property. But our main service is full management. So we'll take their homes and we'll market them on these terrible platforms like Facebook, Marketplace, Craigslist, Zillow, PadMapper, Live.rent, and then there's our developing beautiful marketplace that is only getting better month after month and is going to redefine the whole rental industry and make renting easier for people. And who are the tenants? Who are we marketing these homes to? Well, they're people like you and me. I rent this apartment, very fortunate too. And it's, any random person that rents. Most of Canada rents. It's outrageously costly to buy a home, and most people rent. So it's probably you or me. You're a tenant, I'm a tenant, okay? And you are probably going about finding your place through Facebook, Craigslist, or a friend has an apartment that's opening up, and it's just word of mouth. So what does my company do? We market and advertise through these platforms. We find tenants, qualify them, we vet them, and we receive their application, approve it, and then rent the place to them. And then we manage it. So we make sure their pricing is correct so that it actually rents. If the price is too high, it won't rent, right? We do all the messaging, all the conflict resolution. We clean the property. We do maintenance for the property. We do market analysis. We pay our clients. We do all the accounting for our clients. We build listings for our clients, and then we do tenant screening checklists. Those are just some of the services across those two basically that I put together or that came to mind that seemed worthy to put in this video. So what is our value proposition on Artin Realty's side? Why would you work with us? Well, again, we relieve and handle the duties and responsibilities inherent in managing their rental property in this case with exceptional expertise. I've been doing this my whole life as this company. We're good at it. I make sure the employees I hire are also good at it and that we have exceptional expertise in doing so. And then the second thing is we mitigate risk through this expertise. The third thing is we provide peace of mind. All right. So that's on the client side. The value proposition for our tenants is just to make the landlord to tenant relationship seamless, transparent, and dependable, built on trust, efficiency, and ease at every step. That's the goal for the tenant. I'm a tenant here. All I care about in terms of what my landlord or property manager who has this tenant is that I can depend on him. He's reliable. He's going to reply, and that things are smooth, and he's not unreasonable. I often question my own perspective as a tenant when thinking about my company. Altogether, Artin Holdings is a tech company. We're trying to build the best platform that makes renting easier for people. We're early on in this stage. This is probably going to be a thing that takes about 3 to 5 years, maybe even a decade. And our end of year focus for 2025 is to just bulletproof these 5 pillars of easy renting. These are the 5 things that I think will make renting easier that we can control right now. It's putting all durations in one place, a unified platform where short, mid, and long-term rentals coexist, and limiting fragmentation and giving renters and owners a single destination for every duration. To me, it's crazy that if you don't know how long you're going to rent for, you have to switch between tabs, Airbnb to Craigslist to Facebook. It just doesn't make sense. Then there's trusted search. Every listing is verified, transparent, and ranked by quality signals, ensuring users find legitimate homes and avoid scams or hidden terms. If you go on Craigslist or Facebook, even Airbnb, there's these companies are obsessed with more listings. My company basically maximize listings. If they have more listings, they make more money. My company, again, our mission is making renting easier. We're only going to work with property owners and organizations that own properties that are willing to abide to our standards, follow systems and processes that actually make it so people go about renting their properties in a much easier fashion. And these are some of the things. Then there's true to life media. Listings have 3D tours, verified videos, and professional photography that reveal both strengths and flaws, replacing staged or misleading imagery with authenticity. Basically, like if you go on Craigslist, Facebook, even Airbnb, there's no standards to the photos. Some listings don't even have photos. Some of them are done on an iPhone 6. It's terrible. It makes no sense. If you're marketing an asset like real estate, it's usually a pretty big asset for most people. The least you can do is have some great photos, let alone a 3D tour and a video. In my opinion, in the future, there will be a company that has instilled enough trust with renters that they feel as though they can go about renting the home without even seeing it, right? There's enough technology where you could basically just go through a 3D tour, videos, you have enough media assets there and the brand has enough legitimacy and trust in the market where you feel you can rent the home without actually even seeing it in person. The next is on-demand showing. So again, on these platforms, you can't even book a showing whatsoever. On our platform, you'll be able to instantly have a confirmed showing at your disposal, and then you can just meet the property manager there. And then to me, I think the most important is the 5-click leasing flow. Renters can go from discovery to confirm lease in under 5 clicks, applying, approving, paying, and securing the home without email chains, bureaucracy, and just paperwork that doesn't even make sense. So these are the 5 things that we have on our site by the end of the year. Right now it's on our site. We're just polishing and testing, and yeah, I'm super excited about it. Then there's the 2026 focus. So autonomous listing. So you're probably wondering, okay, Jordan, how is this going to go international? How are you going to manage homes in different countries? Well, I am bullish on if people are actually, willing to hire property managers, sacrifice 5 to 10% of their earnings with a property manager. They may actually even want to manage it themselves, but have the tools of a property manager that are curated towards making renting easier for people. So the autonomous listing system is designed to make renting a home as easy and seamless as possible for both renters and property owners. From the customer side, it provides verified high quality listings with standardized media, transparent pricing, instant application and booking tools, all within one platform. For property owners, it empowers them to independently list and manage their property, just like people do on Airbnb, using their homes or using Artin's built-in systems for media uploads, pricing guidance, maintenance coordination, cleaning standards, and compliance automation. Vendors like Artin Clean and Artin Maintenance will be integrated directly into the workflow, ensuring every property meets consistent quality and operational standards. By giving landlords the same tools and infrastructure that professional managers use, paired with automated onboarding, trust verification, and digital leasing flows, the platform eliminates friction competition, reduces dependency and intermediaries, and creates a unified ecosystem where renting becomes faster, clearer, and more trustworthy for everyone involved. So that's what we're trying to do here in the next 12 months with Artin. And then the last question I'll ask is, why am I doing YouTube? Well, I mean, it's actually crazy that I'm on YouTube. Like, I just never thought I'd be putting myself out there like this. But the reason why is because I'm trying to bring awareness to all of this. I truly think what I'm doing is going to happen. It's just a matter of time. Everyone I talk to, this whole thing resonates with. It's way too intimidating to go about renting a home. The tech has not caught up to the rental market whatsoever. And myself and Artin Properties, all my employees, the ones that are coming along with the journey, we're going to make renting easier for people. That's what Artin's all about.